Hello. Um, so I'm not really sure where I'm gonna go with this video, except that as I'm soon to be running as a candidate in my local constituency as a member of the Scottish Youth Parliament, thought I would give more of a political video today. And as a journalist, one of my many assignments recently has been to create a report on something that is currently trending. So we were to look up something that was on Google Trends, and we were to look at something that we would be interested in. What I chose was Brexit. Of course, something that is always going to be trending in the UK ever since they voted on leaving the EU, and something that is in particular, like a particular look at the EU, is a spike in reported hate crime, and whether it's whether it's actually to do with the Brexit vote, or it's more to do with people actually having the courage to stand up um, for their community and take action against um, xenophobia, racism, and even homophobia, because what's incredibly disheartening about the Brexit vote is people truly left behind by the Brexit vote, and that is people who have been victimised by those on the extreme end of the far right, that people like Britain First, the English Defence League, people, even just individuals that have sought out other individuals based on race, presumed religion, um, and more surprisingly, sexuality and gender identity, although not that surprising. Um, a lot of my research has concluded that homophobia has actually risen more than the racism and the xenophobia since um, 2015. So basically, the reports around June of this year found that homophobia was up 147% since the same time the year before. So June 2015, since June 2015, it's risen 147%, whereas things like racism and xenophobia is risen by somewhere in the region between 50 to 60%. There's a lot of different figures for it, so there's not like, and I think that's maybe due to the fact that these figures have came from all over the UK. So they came from north of England, it came from the south of England. What's interesting to know is Police Scotland were asked about hate crime, and they said that there's not been an increase in any hate crime. Yet, very recently, Equality Network Scotland, which is mainly focused on LGBT issues, released that it was somewhere in the region, I think it was the 60s, like 60% range. Um, they that's they had found that LGBT people have experienced some sort of hate crime based on their sexuality or gender identity. So it's interesting in that sense. But I think what Police Scotland were getting at is that it is hard for people to come forward um, on these issues. Being bisexual myself, like I understand that, and I understand it's hard to come to terms with some people who are very against homosexuality for various reasons, um, mainly religious based. Um, so yeah, there's no real clear reason, but I think one that I would cite is maybe the fact that people in Britain have always really felt this way, and it just took the EU referendum to unleash that. Um, as particularly with homophobia, there was one group just after the referendum caught in Drury Lane in London chanting something along the lines, I'm paraphrasing here, um, uh, first, first we'll get the polls out, then the gays. So it's very clear that the EU referendum has, I wouldn't say made incidences of, I wouldn't say they've made it rise. I think it's always been there. It's just it's made it more highlighted. It's more emphasized now, and I do fear that we're becoming more polarized, and Scotland is looking quite seriously at the possibility of a second referendum. I don't think it will be that soon in reality, but it will come in our lifetime. So I think to look out for that would be a sensible thing.